Hey everybody, one of Weasel here, 2:21 a.m. Tuesday, October 21st, 2014. We have introduced Fizzy Frenzy Pop Fizz, Full Blast Jet back here, back to back. Those guys, of course, Newlanders and the Skylanders Giants. It almost looks like Fizzy Frenzy is holding a flag. That's actually a flower there. I had to take a double look. Again, I am really tired. That said, it really does look like that, at least from a distance. Maybe you don't see it, I do. That said, I'm going to pull him, because sticking with our giant Newlander theme, we're going to come in and we're going to put Shroomboom on the portal. I haven't even gotten to unbox this guy. But the cool thing with Skylanders, you don't have to. They read through the packaging. So, first time ever going on the portal, it is Series 2 Shroomboom.
He shoots! He spores!
Okay, 4 life element Skylanders, our elemental power is increased. There's a look at Mr. Shroomboom. Now, Shroomboom came out in Giants kind of in full force. He had the standard pose, he had the light core pose, everything was well and good. However, there were some issues. I tried to stress this in Spore Force. I don't know that many people understand it now. He has 2
when you're ready to learn about
Mushroom Promotion, which is basically your Slingshot attacks, base attack type things getting upgraded. And then he has Barrier Boost. Barrier Boost is kind of like your typical defense type life element. You've got Miller Master with Camo. More importantly, you've got Floral Defender with Zoop. That is one of the best paths in the game, period. Now, in theory, and the reason that I took it when I did this Shroomboom, Barrier Boost looks to be roughly the same thing as Floral Defender with Zoop. In Giants, it had a huge flaw. If you shot your Slingshot while you were within the confines, the supposed to be safe confines of the Barrier Boost, it would instantly destroy all your mushrooms. And that, there is an attack that does that, and it's kind of designed to be like a screen clean, or at least a push away type thing. There's this idle animations for you. It looks like one of those tater talk things. I don't really watch movies much, or some movie.
Talk to Persephone when you're ready to learn about
I call them tater tots. Anyway, back to what is important and relevant here. What I'm getting at is that alienated, number one, most people don't take those type of paths. They do it like, the primary. When in doubt, people are going to go with what they think is going to be safe, and that's almost always going to be the primary attack. It's easier, it takes less time to master, and it generally is just going to be more productive for the greater number of players. Barrier Boost would have been epic in Giants, but it had that flaw. In Spore Force, Vicarious Visions fixed the flaw. You could stand inside the ring of mushrooms and you could shoot, and there was a loft, and it did not instantaneously detonate your shield. Totally changes the entire dichotomy of what you thought you knew about Shroomboom because of the initial error in Giants. Now, this is Toys for Bob again. There's a chance I'm gonna, come in here. It honestly seems like you should take, based on the figure again, I know that's the wild path, but it seems like you should take Mushroom Promotion.
Talk to Persephone when you're ready to learn about upgrades.
And if they have it screwed up here, I'd just be extremely disappointed, and I'll probably actually reset him. I don't see myself getting a second one unless I just, want to repaint one or something. Or there's a big sale, or it's like all I can get. Anyway, that doesn't matter. Bottom line is, assuming that he's pretty quick. But assuming what Vicarious Visions fixed with Barrier Boost remains in place here in the Trap Team, it should be a very, very good path. And if you didn't take it the first time, or you took it and you were ticked off with a glitch, I don't even know that a lot of people realized that was a glitch. Or if they realized then that in Spore Force it actually performed differently than what you must have thought was the norm based on Giants. But that really made a big difference. It makes him a very, very formidable character, at least in my opinion. And I'm kind of inclined to go that route, even though it goes against the aesthetics of the figure. That said, what we are going to do, we'll come in here and do him.
Look at my numbers grow!
We'll come into his stat screen, and I'm going to go over his background story. Shot Shroomboom, again, Series 2, he was a giant Newlander. He was not reposed in Swap Force, hence why he is Series 2. And then Jetvac and Pop Fizz, who were new to Giants, reposed in Swap Force, reposed yet again here in Trap Team, are Series 3. So again, Series 3 for Jetvac and Pop Fizz via Fizzy Frenzy, and of course Full Blast. And then Shroomboom, Series 2 via Sure Shot. So, slogan, he shoots, he spores. He's a very likable character. Again, it's a shame that a lot of people underestimate Barrier Boost and that it had the issues in Giants, and then that so few people seem to know that those issues were fixed in Swap Force. That said, background story, pretty cool. He was one of the early characters to have a tie-in with Chaos. What is that tie-in? Let's find out. Shroomboom was most unfortunate to have been born in a pizza-topping garden, belonging, of course, to Chaos. Growing up among his fellow fungi, he knew it was only a matter of time before a late-night craving would bring about their demise. So Shroomboom took a twig and a strand of spiderweb and made a slingshot. Sounds like Minecraft there. One by one, he launched all of his friends over the garden fence before flinging himself over to join them. Then he guided them all to the edge of the island and leapt to freedom using his mushroom cap to catch a friendly breeze. Now, as a member of the Skylanders, Shroomboom continues to perform courageous deeds, but he can be hard to find on pizza night. So, again, very cool story in my opinion. I gotta get over here to my spreadsheet, and I've got to add him back in here. I've got him in here. I was looking at the wrong one there. Alright, so max health is 260. Armor, 18, that's about on par for what we've seen from Fizzy Frenzy and Full Blast. Speed, 60, he kind of seems quicker than that to me. Critical hit, 20, and elemental power, 46, however, box stock would have been 25. What we want to do now is take a look.
Growing stronger!
Now, why would you buy Series 2 Shroomboom? If you don't have two figures, i.e. the original and Light Core, you've probably never taken his other path. This allows you to do that. If you take that path and you hate it, the perk of a Series 2, as with any Series 2 or higher Skylander, is you can switch paths. So if you took Paratroopers Mushroom Promotion and you loved it, and you think, man, I think I'm going to do that Barrier Boost deal he's talking about, if the glitch is back, or if you hate it, or if you just honestly prefer Paratroopers Mushroom Promotion, you can switch. You don't have to reset the character all the way, lose your levels, which again is the main thing. You don't have to lose that stuff, any data saved to the figure. You can just basically switch paths, and that saves you a lot of time. Other obvious reasons: you're a huge Shroomboom fan, you love the pose, or you're simply a collector who has to have one of everything. That said, the thing that ties in for both the collector and the player is the Wow Pow. He's got a brand new Wow Pow specific only to Skylanders Trap Team. So that is something you're going to want to pay attention to. That said, primary attack is Slingshot. Press Y to shoot exploding mushrooms. Secondary attack is Mushroom Ring. Press B to spawn a ring of mushrooms that damage enemies. Next four are base purchase upgrades. We've got Launch Paratroopers. Press Y to shoot Mushroom Paratroopers who drop down from the sky. Again, that's his tertiary attack. Super Shrooms Mushroom Ring gets bigger. Then we have got bigger boom shrooms. Hold X to charge up a giant exploding mushroom. And after that, you got bouncing boom shrooms finishing up the base upgrades. Exploding mushrooms bounce on the ground and do increased damage. Coming over here, we've got the two paths. Again, the top one is Barrier Boost. Spore Power is up first. Mushroom Ring creates a damaging spore cloud. Then we've got Ultimate Ring. Mushroom Ring is the biggest it can get. And lastly, we have Back to the Beginning. Press B, hold B to remain underground, where you can move around freely. So that's a very cool deal, again, reminiscent of course, Paratroopers. Now, coming down, you've got kind of the more straightforward path. It is known as Paratroopers Mushroom Promotion. It's essentially your Slingshot path. Lock and Load is up first. You can fire exploding mushrooms faster and they will do increased damage. Next up is Fungal Infestation. Mushroom Paratroopers stick to enemies and do damage over time. And lastly, Paratrooper Invasion. Shoot 3 Mushroom Paratroopers at once. So very cool stuff there. Again, I am very tired. My eyes are starting to shut. Had jury duty in the most. What a long day. Soul Gem. had access to this, of course, in Giants when he was new. It is called Self Slingshot. Hold X to slingshot himself towards enemies. So, up to this point, light core, standard Shroomboom. Everybody knows this stuff. You've got it, you've had it, you've experienced it. The real draw, once more, is the Wow Pow. The new Wow Pow is called High Spore. Hold X to create mushroom bumpers and play pinball with enemies. Requires the Self Slingshot. That's actually pretty interesting. Hold X to create mushroom bumpers and play pinball with enemies. We'll have to actually try that out to make sense of it, particularly when I this time. We're going to go ahead and back out of here.
Talk to Persephone when you're ready to learn about
60, he seems to motor pretty well. Coming around here again, I'm sorry, I'm super tired. We're going to take a look at his damage numbers. Primary attack, which is again Slingshot, that's literally all it's called. 108, 72, 108. That number is just fine. Range on it, not too great initially, but it's respectable, kind of in the middle of the pack, maybe on the shorter side. Secondary attack, it is going to look like so. As you can see, you've got the mushrooms are kind of, somewhat hard for people to get in and out of, which is the point of having this. Ultimately, what I like to do is come in and have that shield there, and then spam people with the mushrooms. Again, they've kind of got that thing going on. I apologize if I'm rambling. I am literally about to face plant, and that would not be good. So I'm going to try to wrap this up so I can get probably one of these edited.
Talk to Persephone when you're ready to learn about upgrades.
But Shroomboom, he looks really good in the game with the new graphics. He seems quicker than the 60, or at least compared to some characters in the 60. I'm excited to maybe go down barrier boosting and see if we can but like I said, I'm going down fast. But I'm excited to play barrier boost, maybe take that path. I think I may do that. Don't hold me to it just yet, particularly not at this stage. But I really think I'm inclined to do barrier boost again and see if they fixed it. I think that's what I was trying to say a second ago. It'll do 48 damage off the wall there.
Shroom Shield!
You can have only one of those otherwise you could just kind of spam them around. So, 48 damage, critical on that would probably be 72. And then of course, Mushroom Ring logs in at that, and the Slingshot, once again, just for good measure, 72 to 100. So, very well versed character again, he looks great. That is about all I can say. It's probably all I should say
when you're ready to learn about
I
upgrades.
say something stupid, and there's a chance I already have, and I don't remember. So again, my apologies. I am just genuinely drained. It's been a long day, jury duty, ate up some time, kept me from streaming last night, things of that nature. So, should tonight, when I get home from work, like way later after I've slept and been at work, I'm thinking I wanted to do Monster Marsh. That's just why I wanted to do Chapter 6 tonight. The Texans and Steelers had a really good game going, and I had a lot riding on it fantasy-wise. Made comebacks in 2 leagues, which was awesome. And needless to say, I didn't stream Chapter 6. So maybe I'll do 2 again. If nothing else, I'll do 6, and then Monster Marsh is coming. Very excited for that. That said, idle animations you can enjoy while I talk. We'll probably go back into one. But make sure you are subscribed here on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, follow me. I'm streaming the entire game on my Twitch account, and I'll, of course, export it over here to YouTube. You can follow me on Twitter, like me on Facebook, circle me on Google+, whichever you prefer. SkylanderClub.com/forum. That is the place to be for any and all
when you're ready to learn about upgrades.
You can check it out. If you like what you see, we would love to have you join us and sign up. A lot of great people on board, and we wouldn't mind at all if you added to that list. That said, for myself, Sure Shot Shroomboom, the old giant guys. Now, still surviving. Sure Shot Shroomboom back, full blast jet bike, fuzzy clumsy popfish. Nice to see some familiar faces back, getting some new upgrades, new aesthetics, and of course, most importantly, the brand new Wow Pass. So, if you're fans of the giant characters, be sure to pick them up for Skylanders Chapter. You'll definitely enjoy them. For myself and Shot Shroomboom, we're going to quit talking. Again, if I said something incredibly dumb and repeated myself 19 times, totally apologize. It is honestly hard for me to keep my eyes open as I'm doing this. So, probably shouldn't have recorded, but hey, I live dangerously. And maybe I'll fall over something on my way to brush my teeth or something. Anyway, if I do, you'll hear about it in the stream tomorrow night, so be sure to tune in. Once again, thanks so much for watching, and we will catch you back here for our next introduction, which I believe I'll probably do Gill Grunt for you.
Talk to Persephone when you're ready to learn about upgrades.
Stay tuned for that, and I will catch you back here next time.